Hey there, everybody. It's Corey with Ascend Smarter Intervention. And today I wanted to quickly run through two different types of supports that you can get through the school district. So when you have a struggling student who either has been identified as struggling with a significant learning disability or not, what you may want to consider is you may want to consider going through the school to see what types of supports they can offer there. The two types of support plans that schools usually offer, at least the two most formal plans, are going to be an individualized education program, usually known as an IEP, or a 504 plan. The difference between these two plans is really about the level of difficulty that a child has and the level of supports that they need. So in an IEP, or that individualized education program, there are two goals within that type of plan. So the first being that we're hoping to level the playing field. So we want to make sure that we're providing accommodations, modifications inside the general education classroom. So when we're leveling the playing field, we're thinking about doing things like allowing for additional time, or we are thinking about allowing a student to use speech to text or text to speech. So they're still accessing the exact same curriculum. They're just being able to receive that information in a way that works better for their style of learning, the way that their brain works best. The other thing that an individualized education program is meant to do is it's meant to close the gap. So if a student has qualified for a specific learning disability or a language disorder or a number of other qualification categories, we want to make sure that the student is getting the support that they need to close the gap so that they can catch up to their peers in that academic area. And so an IEP also typically has time in which a student will be pulled out of the general education classroom to get those support services. Now, the other type of plan is called a 504 plan. The 504 plan is essentially just the first part of the IEP. So it's only meant to level the playing field by providing those accommodations and modifications in the classroom. It does require a formal outside diagnosis to qualify for, but the good thing is that it doesn't necessarily require a student to be as severely impacted as an IEP might require. So if you are concerned about your child, one of the best things that you can do is you can request formal special education testing through the school. You'll want to make sure that you have a formal written letter to the school to be able to do that. And if your child ultimately doesn't end up qualifying, but they do have an outside diagnosis of something like dyslexia or ADHD or a speech language disorder, you can use that outside diagnosis to help qualify for a 504 plan in which they could have supports happening in the classroom. So those would be the two types of plans. We have more information in our blog, so we'd love for you to check that out. But if you need any help getting started with that, let us know. We're always here to help, and good luck.